Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Today we're learning congruent triangles. So this word congruent basically means the same. We're looking at two triangles that have the same size and shape. So in this diagram, we have two triangles, triangle ABC and DEF. So these are congruent because they're the same size and shape. So what I mean by that is each side in triangle ABC, this triangle here, has a corresponding side in the other triangle that's equal to it. So this side here is equal to this side here. And this side here is equal to this side here. And the same for angles. We have this angle here equaling this angle here, and this angle here equals this angle here. So each side has a corresponding equal side in the other triangle, and each angle has a corresponding equal angle in the other triangle. So that's what we mean by congruent. We mean that between these two triangles, there are three pairs of equal sides, and there are three pairs of equal angles. And if this is true, we call them congruent. If I drew some other triangles, so for example, I drew a triangle here and a smaller one here, they're clearly not congruent. They're not the same size and shape. One of the triangles is bigger. So congruent are the exact same size and they have all the same angles and sides, okay? So we're going to look at how to prove that two triangles are congruent. So you'll be relieved to know that even though congruent triangles have three pairs of equal sides and three pairs of equal angles, you don't need to go through and show that this is true. You can actually show some easier things. So there are a few tests for congruency. So if you show that any of these tests hold, you've shown that the triangles are congruent. So S means side and A means angle. So we have SSS, SAS, AAS, and RHS. Okay, so if you show that any one of these is true, then the triangles are congruent. So for example, if you show that there are three pairs of equal sides, then you don't need to show that there will be three pairs of equal angles. That will follow. So if you show that two triangles have three pairs of equal sides, then you have shown that they are congruent. If you show that they have two pairs of equal sides and an equal angle, this actually has to be the angle between the two equal sides, then you have shown that the two triangles are congruent. If you show that they have two pairs of equal angles and an equal side, they are congruent. And RHS means right hypotenuse side. And I'll show you what that means. All right, let's try an example. Okay, so you have to be on your toes as to what the question is asking. So sometimes you'll be asked which test shows that two triangles are congruent. Other times you'll be asked to prove, in which case you have to give a formal proof. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. So these two triangles that I've put on your screen, they are both congruent. And we have to say basically why they are congruent, which of the tests. So remember I gave you the test SSS, SAS, AAS, and RHS. Okay, so from looking at these triangles, we can't conclude SSS. We can't conclude that all sides are equal because we don't have enough information. We don't have two sides being equal and the angle between them, so we can't use this test. But we can use this test AAS because we have one pair of equal angles, two pairs of equal angles, as well as an equal side. So we have S for side and two A's for angles, so AAS. So the test that shows that these are congruent is AAS. Now you might also be asked a question like, what is the value of X? So what we've done now is we've shown that these two triangles are congruent because of AAS. So because two pairs of equal angles and one pair of equal sides exist in these triangles, they are congruent, and so all pairs of sides will be equal and all pairs of angles will be equal. So if this side here is 10 centimeters, then we have to find its corresponding side on the other triangle. Now these two triangles, triangle 1 and triangle 2, they're the same. They just have a different orientation. That doesn't stop them being congruent. They're still the same size and shape. So if I were to take the first triangle and I were to rotate it this way a bit, it'd look like the second triangle. In other words, I could take the first triangle and I could superimpose it. I could place it perfectly on top of the second triangle. And if I did that, this 10 centimeter side would lie on top of this side, which is X. So these two sides, the 10 centimeter side and X, they are corresponding sides. So because the triangles are congruent, they must be equal to each other. So X must be equal to 10 centimeters, okay? Now I'm going to show you a formal proof that two triangles are congruent. So now I'm given two triangles and I'm going to prove that they are congruent. In other words, I'm going to prove that you could take one of the triangles and fit it perfectly on top of the other. So when you do this, you have to go through one by one and state the pair of equal sides or the pair of equal angles and the reason that they are equal. Now you probably noticed that in all our tests, remember they're SSS, AAS, SAS, and RHS, there are 3 letters, so each of these tests involves showing 3 things, either that there are 3 pairs of equal sides or 2 pairs of equal sides and an equal angle or whatever. So let's go through and prove this. So we know that this side is equal to this side. We're just told that. So this side over here is just RS, and we know that it equals WX. So we write the reason, and that's just given to us. Okay? Then we know that this angle here and this angle here are equal to each other. Again, that's given to us. So this angle here is called angle RST, or you could call it TSR, equals this angle here, which is angle YWX. Okay, again, that's given. So that's two pairs of equal angles or sides. So now I have to do the last one, which is also given. So angle SRT equals angle WX. Y, that is also given. So now I've shown that there are 2 pairs of equal angles and a pair of equal sides. So I say, therefore, triangle RST. Now the symbol for congruence is like an equal sign with an extra line there. So that reads, triangle RST is congruent to triangle WXY, and I write the reason. I've just shown that there are 2 pairs of equal angles and 1 pair of equal sides. Fantastic. I'll do one more example now. So I'm going to do a quick proof to show that these 2 triangles here are congruent. And this involves SAS, and I want you to know that SAS doesn't mean 2 pairs of sides and any angle being equal. It has to be 2 sides and the angle between them, okay? And I'm going to show you what that means here. So I want to show these 2 are congruent, so I know that AC equals CE, and that's just given. So that's my first pair of equal sides. Then I know that CD equals CB, and that's also given. So I've got 2 pairs of equal sides. Now, I have to show that the angle between the 2 sides, so I've got these 2 sides here, I have to show that this angle here is equal to the angle between the 2 pairs of equal sides in the other triangle. So I have to show this angle equals this angle. It has to be that angle. It can't be this angle being equal to this angle, because that is not the angle between the 2 sides that are in the pairs of equal sides. But fortunately in this case that's pretty easy. So the angle in the middle, angle ACB, must be the same as angle DCE, and these 2 angles are equal because they're vertically opposite. So I'm just going to abbreviate that. So that's why we did some of that geometry in the previous lesson. So then when I'm done, I say, therefore, triangle ACB, I've shown that it is congruent to triangle DCE, and the reason is SAS, because I have 2 sides and the angle between them. Okay, hope you found this video informative. Please ask any questions if you have them. Other than that, this has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.